Oklahoman's Video Studio, I'm Helen Ford Wallace with Parties Extra. This segment is brought to you by Party Galaxy. With us today is Max Weissenhofer, owner of
Co-owner
of the major musical house, the Palace Theatre in London. And it will be the scene of the theatrical production premiere of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, due to open in July 2016. Tickets go on sale in October. Max, tell us all about it.
Well, I think the exciting thing is that, you know, my partner called me and said, you know, she called me and she said, well, we're negotiating on something really spectacular, and it's a name that you will basically know immediately. So, you know, I was very curious, and I said, I went through all of my notes, and I called her back, and I said, Disney. And she said, it's bigger. And I didn't come up with it until, you know, I mean, it was just, you know, because until, I have to be honest with you, only my children and have read all the Harry Potter and seen the movies, and I saw half of one. And now I've seen 6 of them.
I love Harry Potter.
And I really like them, you know. It's very exciting.
So they're going to be on stage at the Palace?
They're going to be on stage, and it's interesting because, you know, Miss Rollins says, you know, the books and then the movies, you know, and I think everybody was wondering if there would ever be anything live, like the way Disney has moved, and all of a sudden there is.
And her quotes in her news article say that this is really for the stage.
It is definitely, it's not an adaptation, it's not an adaptation of anything she's done. It's been written specifically for the stage.
So she is the writer of the...
She's it.
And is she a producer?
She's producing it with Warner Brothers.
With Warner Brothers.
And then there is another line producer, Sonia Friedman, who works with them, but it's their project.
Well, do we know who will play the famous wizard?
We don't know who play anybody because they haven't even started casting.
But tickets go on sale. I mean, that's great.
Well, the tickets will go on sale in October, I think, on the 19th, which is a special day for her, but I'm not quite sure what it is. But I don't think.
I think it's like 20 years since she wrote her first book.
Yeah, I think it's a commemorative day, and so, you know, and then you can go online now, either to our website or her website, and you can put your name on the list, you know, if you want to be informed early on, I suppose. You know.
So do we think it's a story mostly about Harry Potter's parents before they were
We're
killed
not sure.
by Lord
Well, we hear that, but but
we
nobody.
don't know.
Know because we keep hearing things, and then they keep saying maybe that's not it.
Well, so how about the sets? You've seen some of the sets.
Well, what we did is, you know, because the theater will have an enormous Harry Potter presence as far as its concession stands and what we sell and everything else. And they supply. It's only what they sell through their designs, which are either at the Harry Potter World at Warner Brothers or on Universal at Orlando, I guess, and they have a Harry Potter Universal at, I guess, in Japan, you know. But it's mainly Warner Brothers, and so we went out on a field trip, we called it, most of us from the office, and we were taken through everything that they allow the public through there. And it's interesting because it's open through it's not open on Christmas and New Year's the rest of the time, and they get 5,000 to 6,000 people a day in these groups. And then you walk through all the sets and everything they use for the movies, and you see, you know, everything that was the wands and all of that. And then there's, of course, the merchandising part of it.
And the train, didn't you ride the train?
Well, the train's there, but you weren't on it. But I have to tell you that they put my daughter on a broomstick.
Oh my gosh.
And they put a cape on her, and then they showed how they filmed it, and so we have a video of her flying over London like Harry Potter. It's fantastic.
That is awesome.
It's really awesome.
That is really great. What a treat.
But I think the attention to detail is what's phenomenal, and it's going to be like, the show will be like that too.
Well, so when will the sets be installed then?
Okay, the sets, 2 months before we open, they'll start putting the things in the theater, which is really 1 month longer than for any of the big musicals. Because
Was there a play going on there now?
Well, there is right now,
Yeah.
and there will be one. You know, we close while they do the you know,
Yeah, right.
we're closing down, but normally, you know, that obviously means that there's going to be serious special effects that go with that.
Gosh,
you know,
it's
and
going to be great.
you know, it should be great.
How many seats are at the Palace?
1,400, and it's interesting that she has insisted that 100 seats a night be made available to children who cannot afford to go to the theater. They will be, you know, I mean, it's every performance, not just night, but matinees.
That's wonderful.
So it's really...
So, and it's a beautiful building, and there have been some other wonderful productions there. Les Mis was there?
Les Mis was there for 19 years, and then all of Andrew Lloyd Webber. Well, then Andrew had owned the theater before we bought it, and then he put all of his shows in there, Song and Dance, Woman in White, and...
Monty Python's Spamalot?
No, Spamalot
I think there was.
wasn't
There?
well, we had Singing in the Rain.
Singing in the Rain, okay.
And then, since we have a show called The Commitments in now, based on the movie, and that's leaving, and then Darren Brown, who is the most phenomenal magician, is going in, and he's completely already sold out through January.
That's
because
amazing.
The English like magicians.
Well, have you met this famous author, Miss Rowling?
No, I've seen her, but I haven't met her. She stays. I met everyone else, but I think she stays fairly.
I bet you'll meet her soon.
At some point.
So, will there be opening night parties?
It'll probably be pretty grand. I mean, I'm assuming, and because we've been told that opening night, my partner and I have been allocated only 4 seats each in the stalls. So, it's basically we imagine it'll be the publicity and the press will be absolutely gigantic.
Over all of it.
I'm sure they'll have most of the stars, all the stars from all the movies, which were all basically the real theater stars from the UK, and it'll be pretty spectacular. I'm looking forward to it.
Gosh, it's going to be fun. Well, you said there were something like 2,000 news stories about it when they did. The press jumped on that.
Well,
when you announced it.
It was announced at midnight on the 25th.
Midnight, isn't that funny?
Yeah, in the Daily Mail, because and by 6 o'clock in the morning, when I talked to Catherine Bishop at OU, a press agent, there'd already been 617 news items everywhere on it by 6 o'clock. That would include Time Magazine, CNN.
Big deal.
It's a big. I mean, I must say, I was very surprised because it never occurred to me. I guess when you sell 450 million books or whatever,
there's a huge following. So you also own some other theaters in London. Tell us about them.
Well, we own 6 theaters in London, and the others are varying sizes. The biggest thing we have now coming in at the Garrick is we have that's been taken for a year by Kenneth Branagh, and he's going to do a number of shows himself. The first one is Winter's Tale with Judi Dench, and that one is sold out. And then he'll be doing The Entertainer and things that Olivier did over a course of a year. And then we have at Vaudeville, we have Importance of Being Earnest. David Suchet is playing Lady Bracknell. And I don't know whether David Suchet means, that's Hercule Poirot. Is a wonderful actor that Suchet played Poirot in all the PBS things. And, and then basically we have a play about a musical about Michael Jackson at the Lyric, and that's been running 5 years, and
it's a pretty long run.
Pretty long run. So,
well, how about New York City? Will we get it here? Harry Potter?
My hunch is you will, but just because, I mean, look, it's like anything else. It depends. There are a lot of things to come, but before New York City.
But Max, I think it'll be sold out not just for the year, but for several years in London.
Well, hopefully you're correct.
Well, do you go to London a lot?
I'm in London quite often. I just came back, and then, you know, I talk to my partner, you know, every other day usually.
And who's your partner?
My partner's Nika Burns, and she was head of production at Really Useful Andrew Lloyd Webber's company. And then we've been partners for 25 years.
Oh, wow.
And she is really the chief executive officer. She's absolutely brilliant at what she does. And it was very thrilling because I got the biggest thrill in my life was 2 years ago when she was honored at Buckingham Palace, and I had to get a top hat and all of this.
Oh, you went?
Oh, I went, and it was just thrilling. And the Queen came in, and I just, come on, you talk about parties. I mean, you know, that's the biggest thrill you could ever.
They can throw a party.
Look, they know how to do it. I can
right.
tell you. I've never seen so many medals, uniforms, and shiny armor in my whole life.
Oh my gosh! Well, what a great time! I mean, you're just great to be doing all this.
Well, I think it's a lot. You know, look, I've been at it 50 years, and I've had a lot of doubt. There's been this is an up moment, but there have been plenty of down moments.
Well,
I can tell you.
How did you get all that interest going?
I think it started when I started going to theater with my parents in the 40s, and we went to New York, and we went to theater a lot, and then I just really liked it. And I was drama major at OU.
Cassidy grad.
And a Cassidy grad. The little theater at Cassidy was really started me.
And it was good.
And it, you know, it was Mr. Walker. We had plays all the time.
Good plays.
And then I went on to OU, and then after that I went to La Jolla Playhouse, and you know, I just kept getting mentored by really good people, because that's what the business is about. It's about other people teaching you, because, you know, and I'm being mentored now by the younger people. That's what's wonderful.
Oh my gosh.
You know, because
and I bet you mentored
because
them,
the shows
too.
have changed so radically that the nature of the audience and everything, that the younger directors, and, you know, they're the ones that are teaching you now what it is that the audiences want today. You must see that. I
am sorry that you, yes, that's true. I'm sorry that you didn't get to ride a broomstick, though.
I rode a car. Or I have that, too. I'm driving a car that's flying all over everything.
My gosh. So you
also with my partner, her husband, and my wife, and our 2 children.
All in the car.
In the car.
What a great time.
Whatever that car was.
No, I don't know the car.
Well, I haven't seen it yet in the movies.
That's awesome. Okay, well, anything else about Harry Potter or the Palace Theater?
No, I just think it's something. I just think it's very exciting, and you know, I hope everybody will certainly get a chance to go.
Oh my gosh, to London, New York, or wherever it is.
Well, it'll be a lot. I imagine over the years it'll be other places.
That's true. Well, Max, you really have a great story. How wonderful to be a part of the Harry Potter world. I know the show will be a huge success with a long run. Harry Potter fans will be thrilled. Good luck with your endeavors.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for this. I've enjoyed it.
Thank you.